I was terrified to discover that the once clear sky was suddenly covered by dark clouds. At that moment, the tornado warning sounded. The townspeople began searching for shelter. Meanwhile, my father was still thinking about the tools he forgot outside. After saying that, he grabbed his coat and went out. My mother turned and went upstairs to tidy the rooms. Both my parents still held on to a sense of hope. At that time, I was still working at the Meteorological Bureau, unable to leave immediately. I had no choice but to call Sarah and ask her to pick up my daughter from school. Due to the urgency of the situation, Sarah quickly picked up my daughter and took her home, then stayed with her watching TV. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. It was Sarah's boyfriend. Sarah had to take him to the kitchen. On the TV, instructions on tornado safety were being broadcast. We were all searching for shelter. Worried about my daughter, I tried calling Sarah, but no matter how many times I called, I couldn't get through. I then called the landline at home, but my daughter, who has hearing impairment, had broken her hearing aid at school today and couldn't hear the phone ringing at all. Now, many dark clouds appeared in the sky. Anna, the hotel manager, hurriedly knocked on the door, urging the guests to take shelter in the basement. At the same time, Jack opened the cellar door to let the workers inside. He shouted loudly for his mother to come down, but it was too late. Hailstones began pounding the ground. Anna and her colleagues had just closed the door when the storm outside suddenly stopped. Meanwhile, my daughter saw the news on TV. The anchor was my husband. Suddenly, the screen went black, and my daughter realized something was wrong. She walked to the window and saw the falling hail. She opened the door and stepped outside, seeing the sky filled with dark clouds. Fortunately, Sarah ran out and pulled her back inside. Her boyfriend ran into the bathroom and hid in the bathtub. Just as Sarah handed my daughter her helmet, a violent storm hit. The lights went out in the hotel basement, and everyone was terrified. It was their first time experiencing such weather. The wind outside grew stronger, and the house shook violently. Elsewhere, Sarah held my daughter, moving inside the house. The wind was so strong that the two were eventually separated. After an unknown amount of time, the outside finally calmed down. People opened their doors and saw that the town had been reduced to ruins. The survivors began searching for their families. My husband John had also finished work. He hurried home to check on our daughter, but on the way, he encountered injured people in traffic jams. He had to help transport the injured first. Jack and the others came out of the basement, and he found his frightened mother. Together, they found their unconscious father. Anna rescued a baby from the rubble, and Sarah, severely injured, was also saved by volunteers. It was only when I saw Sarah that I learned my daughter was missing. I called out for my daughter, but there was no response. Our house had turned to rubble, and all I found was my daughter's helmet. I called out my daughter's name in despair. At that moment, my daughter woke up under a wooden plank. I heard her cries. In the end, I successfully rescued her.